Do you like money? If so, this is the podcast for you. Welcome to the Real Estate 401k Show with your hosts Ryan Gerdes, Mike Weinstein, and Justin Frederick, helping you build a legacy of wealth through real estate. Powered by the Real Estate 401k Group at West USA and the Frederick team with Fairway Mortgage. NMLS number 625918.
Welcome back to the Real Estate 401k Show. I'm your host, Mike Weinstein, alongside Ryan Gerdes, and we got two very special guests. We've got Jonathan Villatoro from RYS Development. Been here all week talking about ADUs and casitas. And take off your headphones and switch seats. Okay, because I want the two of you in the same camera angle.
Okay, that's smart.
This is Eric Gerdes. This is Ryan's brother. I'm sure everybody can see the resemblance. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike.
All right. So every Friday we share favorite stories, and then we're going to get into our favorite thing of a topic, whether it's a favorite bar, this and that. I know we got a very specific and customized question and topic for you, Eric. If you'd like to be part of our storyline, because really what our stories are all about is just how we've helped our clients, our investors, our homeowners to build wealth in real estate, and we'd love to have that conversation with you. All you got to do is text the word story to 623-AZ-RECON. All right, Eric, I'm going to start with you. Your favorite your brother was a dumbass story growing up.
Which one?
Yeah,
Which
you
story?
get one.
He only has one brother.
Is this the extended version today, or how long do we have?
But do you need a minute to think about it?
No, there are plenty that come to mind for sure.
God damn it.
So we all went, we were kids, and we decided we're going to rent. My mom was going to rent jet skis for us at Lake Tahoe. So it was the end of our rental period and time to turn the jet skis in. Of course, I'm the responsible one. I came in 5 minutes ahead of time, made sure it was all wiped down, no dents, no scratches, nothing.
Just remember, I get to have the microphone all to myself after you're gone, dude. So be careful.
We're standing on the deck, and Ryan thinks he's going to be cute and come and spray us with water off his jet ski, except he left his finger off the throttle and tried to turn and ended up torpedoing a brand new ski boat and just sinking the jet ski in the side of the ski boat.
No, not the. I sunk the boat.
Yeah, he sunk the ski boat.
I think a Caddyshack right now, right?
There wasn't a scratch on the jet ski. I put it down in Davy Jones' locker.
Yeah, I think there was less than 100 hours on the boat at the time. And,
I did do that.
All right, Ryan, your turn.
The dude and his girlfriend were sitting in the charter house, eating seafood cocktail or whatever the hell they were doing, and he's just watching his brand new baby.
What did your mom do?
She just checked her insurance policy as quick as she could.
Yeah, she went and grabbed us and was like, "Here, get in the car."
Smart mom. That's good parenting.
Yeah, so that did happen. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that, buddy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jonathan, why don't you share a recent story of how you've helped one of your clients, unless you've got something on Ryan.
I don't go back far enough with Ryan to know anything like that. But recently, I want to say we had clients. One of my clients was like in the midst of hell on earth. Her husband passed away, and she could not make the mortgage payment on her house anymore. So what we did is we convinced her to basically build a casita that she can rent out in her backyard. And lo and behold, once she did that, she had the money, the income to kind of put towards the mortgage without having to walk away from it. So luckily enough for her, she had equity. She used the equity, she built it, and she gets to stay in her home. And for me, that's a success story.
That's way better than sinking a brand new ski boat.
You're making Eric look like a jerk now.
Yeah. Good job, Eric.
I'm a little bit younger, maybe later.
Ryan?
You put up with Ryan enough years.
Mine's just kind of a story. During this past week, one of our investors, he bought a home, lived in it for a couple of years, and then he had to move out to Alabama, and so we're helping him find a tenant for his place. And so this is just kind of like a learning story for maybe anybody out there. They sent us over an application. We knew that there was going to be some credit issues. but I had let them know that, hey, there's a handful of things we're looking for. We don't really care too much about credit, because chances are if you had stellar credit and all the pedigree, then you'd probably be buying and not renting. We don't want to see any recent evictions, and we need to make sure that we have enough income to at least cover what the rent is. We usually want to see gross. If they're a W-2 employee, we want to see gross 3 times whatever the rent is. So if the rent is $2,000 a month, we want to see gross $6,000 a month. And so I was very transparent with him on it. And he says, okay, fantastic. I'm going to go show the property, and client loves it, and we're going to send over everything. And so the way that they had postured the credit on there was not that it was an eviction, but it was a $10,000 basically settlement that the tenant was going to be paying the previous apartment complex. And so I'm bringing this up because it's not just as cut and dry and easy to read that there was an eviction on that individual. He was able to essentially hide it, so that the background check never showed any evidence of an eviction. And so I had to pick up the phone, make some phone calls over there, like, hey, what's this charge off, or what's this settlement over here? Because it's not very clear. It in fact was an eviction. And he also sent over some fabricated income documents. And so what once was just over $8,000 a month was more like $3,000 a month. So moral of the story is if you're investing in real estate and you don't have somebody that's looking out for you or doing the actual elbow grease in order to dig into these things, or if you just or if you're managing it on your own and vetting these people on your own and you don't know how to read these things, then either give us a call. We're happy to walk you through that, or take over the reins and help you out with that. But moral of the story is our client dodged a massive bullet, and so unfortunately, I feel bad for the individual, because I do know that there was some pretty nasty life changes that happened, that he did have documentation to back that up. But at the end of the day, the dude was lying.
Yeah.
And so if he had been more forthcoming about everything and said, hey, look, you're going to find eviction stuff on there, and you're going to find these different charge-offs, because I'll just tell you, his wife just recently passed away, and there was tons of financial complications. If he had just told me that, then we could have fleshed these things out, talked about it. I could have said, hey, I need to have some financial documentation so that that we can move forward confidently with this thing. We might have been able to get through it, but when I found out the dude was lying, it was like, okay,
it's over.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Because you're gonna lie. You lie now. You're gonna lie
That's right.
later. You don't start the process lying. Mine, I don't know whether it was more of a benefit for one of our buyers or an opportunity to teach another agent how to do their craft. Because we talked about on Wednesday's episode the dangers of basing value solely on square footage, because there's so many other things that you have to take into account. So I met this couple. I mean, I was trying to think about it because it was before you and I started the Real Estate 401k group. So we've been partners just over 6 years. So this is like 8 years. I met them at a happy hour event and had a great talk about real estate. They're from back east, and been sending them properties, and every once in a while I'll have a conversation with them. But we just always stay in touch. And so this weekend they're like, "Hey, we want to go see this one." And I'm like, so after 8 years, it was a huge win of just a couple that I've been talking with for 8 years of we're actually going to take a look at a property. And the property, it was funny. It went on the market. They originally put 500, and then they immediately changed it to 515. And it only been on the market for 5 days. So I already know that you're already ready to negotiate. But anyways, I just kept looking at comps, and I mean, I spent a lot of time looking at this, and it's in a very unique area, New River, and I'm like, I don't even know how they're getting even close to 500, and so I was questioning to the agent. I said, hey, we're going to be sending an over an offer. You're not going to like it, but it's just based on data. And she goes, well, I'll just show you where I got my data from. I'm like, okay, maybe I missed something. So she basically sent me one comp and solely based it on square footage. And I'm like, okay, well, this house was stellar and way much better view, bigger lot size. everything. It wasn't really comparable. And so then I sent her over like, okay, these are all of our comps. Okay, this one had a $16,000 seller concession. This one had a $10,000 seller concession. Oh, the other one had a $28,000 seller concession. The only reason I knew it because you and I negotiated. You and I negotiated that one.
We did it.
We did it, and so forth. So at the end of the day, they didn't take our offer, but it just was we dodged a bullet, and working with, and I love working with really smart buyers and understood it. And
we'll send them an offer in a month for $5,000 under what we offered.
And that's what we're going to do. 2 weeks, if that house is still on the market,
which it will be,
and so forth. So, and it was with love for you to be part of our storyline. All you got to do is text the word "story" to 623 AZ Recon. That's story to 623 AZ Recon. All right, Ryan, it is Friday story time. You get to pick the topic.
Oh man, Eric, do you want me to go with the status quo, or do you have a different idea?
I don't have a different idea. Let's go.
This is your chance. This is your chance.
All right, I'll be nice to you, even though you weren't nice to me. What's your favorite place to go watch a Cardinals game?
Oh, man, I honestly just at home. I prefer watching at home. That way nobody sees me cry out in public. I don't need to be shamed in public. I can just go hide in my room.
Somewhere other than your personal domain.
You know what? Just one of the local bars around where I live. So I would say Little O's is my spot.
Little O's? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, they've gotten a shout out on this show before. Mm-hmm. All right. Jonathan.
Haven't heard of it. Not really a football fan. Watch MMA. So
hey, we're done. We're done. See you later. Wrong crowd.
UFC.
You should have started off.
He just said MMA, dude. He would probably whoop your ass.
He didn't need to say MMA to know that he would whoop my ass.
Ojos Locos.
Ojos Locos.
That's where I was at Saturday.
All right. Yeah, the restaurant. We got one over there off of I-17 in Northern Dunlap, don't we?
Oh my gosh, that place is crazy.
All right, buddy.
For me, it's tough because I was just gonna say the same thing with Eric. I don't want to go anywhere and invest any travel time and any money on food and drinks to watch the Cardinals game. Because it's a waste of time. And now I will go if, the Sunday night football game, Monday night football game, a great team's playing, great matchup, I'll go somewhere to watch the game. And if I had to choose, and I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, probably Santizi's. Mm-hmm. But I'm not spending $1 to go watch the Cardinals. I don't even want to go to a Cardinals game. They're such a disappointment. And they do this every year. They do this every year. Always win the first couple games, and everybody's getting all excited. I'm like, oh, don't get excited. Don't get excited.
Dude, I want to like them.
I do too. I want it so bad.
And then, so I know that. When you guys are watching this show, you're gonna think that that was 2 weeks ago. But this past weekend, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They're like the NFL Village idiots. That fumble into the end zone, the snap to the face mask, the what was the other one?
The interception and then a fumble.
Yeah, the interception fumble. That was.
So I think we're talking about the October 5th game, if I'm doing my math right.
Yeah, right. And so, but anyway, I found this new spot over there off of 7th Avenue in what is that, Maryland or Missouri? It's called The Bar, and. Dude, the place is clean. It's nice. It's local. They got good screens in there, and the food is damn good. And I dare say one of the best wings at a dive bar, because I only really go to dive bars. Let's be honest. I don't really have any business in any of these fancy chains. So.
I'm not taking you to the West End.
No. I remember they walked me into the Global Ambassador, and it became silent, and everyone's just over there looking at me, and I'm like, all right, well, whatever.
And going back to football, because we saw a play, and I forgot what team earlier in the season, where the guy he starts to celebrate before he crosses the end zone line.
That was Cardinals.
No. This is another game earlier in the year. But nobody came up from behind him. As he was going to celebrate, he lost control of the ball, and it went to the back of the end zone, and so they didn't get the touchdown. focus on your job before you celebrate. These guys, all they want to do is celebrate. And when you're focused on celebrating, first, bad things happen.
Act like you've been there before.
It's like us.
You know what I
It's like
mean?
us. We don't ever cash a check until the deal closes. We don't ever celebrate a deal until it closes. And the same thing. Wait till the players scored the damn touchdown, and then you can celebrate.
Yeah, it was pretty sickening watching that. Yeah, and I mean, go Pats, good win over the Bills. So just going to throw that out there. Am I right, Eric? Yeah.
Well, my Dolphins didn't do any better. So
Apparently, I got lucky. Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, it was an interesting weekend of football, and DraftKings definitely enjoyed me this past weekend. So
all right, so Eric, how much is it going to take? Because Ryan and we will invest in building an octagon, but I want to see you get in the ring with Jonathan.
No way. I don't have a death wish. I'm good.
Come on, that would be fun, man. Jonathan, could you take both of them on at the same time?
Jesus, Mike.
I want to see your asses get whooped, both of you, man.
Yeah, coming from a guy who's never taken a face shot in his life.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. I mean, all right.
These are two really big guys. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think the problem that you would have with Ryan, he's faster than you think. Like you can't go in and go, okay, this guy's slow. So that would be my advice. So.
I could give you lots of advice. He's left-handed. That's the one you don't expect.
Got it.
All right. Well, we invite you to be part of our storyline. We'd love to have a conversation with you about helping you build wealth in real estate. All you got to do is text the word story to 623-AZ-RECON. That's story to 623-AZ-RECON, or just type story in the comment section.